Okay, now it's time to assemble after we cut everything. So you may notice that this will have those little perforations. That's because, I cut it out with the actual perforations. You get two files, and I got one for the Cricut. Now, for me, I have a hard time seeing the score lines, so I have mine perforated purposely. If you have a silhouette, don't worry about it. It'll perforate it. It's just how the way it goes. So you don't even have to worry about the other line. Okay, you need to help me out here. And when it's completed, it will look like this. Now, you can have this for any kind of occasion, birthdays, Christmas. You can do it for Halloween, whatever the occasion that you're doing this for. And I hope that this, that's very jarring. Oh, I hope that does not continue pulsating like that. I am so sorry. Now, if you do this bigger, there is really not much of a difference. This was cut with a 12 by 12. The whole thing was done 12 by 12, and this is an 8.5 by 11. The difference is very, very small. You see, it's a really small difference. You do get a little bit more room, but if you are trying to make these as favor, I would highly recommend doing an 8.5 by 11 rather than wasting a 12 by 12. But that is up to you. That is up to you. We have everything cut. I do have a ribbon. It measures around 9.5. So you can have this ribbon as long or as short as you want. I just did this for, it's going to be a short one. It's going to look like this rather than like this. So let's get started. I would recommend using glue when doing this if you want a long lasting. If this is just a temporary thing, and yes, this is reused. It's reused. Don't mind it. No one's gonna see it once it's all done. But for me, I'm just letting you know. So as you can see, all I am doing, I am scoring. I didn't realize that this had a print on it until it was too late, and I turned it over and I'm like, oh no. But it's fine. For tutorial purposes, it's gonna be fine. Make a mistake, that's okay. Make it into a triumph because no one's gonna see this. Especially if you do make a mistake and you are going to give this into as a gift. No one's going to see the inside. And you can always cover it up. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, I think I got everything scored. Yes, okay. Now, it's time to put this together. And since I want this to be long lasting, I'm going to use glue. Liquid glue. And I'm just going to turn this over and match everything up. And as I said before, if you're doing these for like a wedding favor, this is great for a wedding, and you want, like an assembly line kind of thing, I would highly recommend an 8.5 by 11. In addition, if you have a specific pattern, like this is all mixed up and it doesn't really matter, but if you have a specific pattern, make sure that this portion is facing the right way. So it'll match up when you bend it. And I go over that in the Cricut Design Space. And I am actually going to start doing silhouette tutorials, even though it's not necessary. It's very cut and dry when it comes to silhouette. But for Cricut, since people always need help with that. I have never really had an issue with my silhouette users, but with my Cricut users, I've always had some. That's why I do a lot more Cricut tutorials than I do silhouette. Okay, that is on. Okay, you can never ever have enough Christmas little boxes. I like to make these like all year round, so when it's time to give out a gift, I can easily just grab one from my stash and just have it ready to go. Also for birthdays come out real quick, and you always have somebody that's that's having a birthday. Okay. And then, of course, this one. And as this was the only one that has holes. I'm not sure if you could see that. That has holes. So try not to confuse these two. Because as you can see, this one also has holes. And these stack very well. Like if you have these already ready to go, you don't have to assemble it. You could easily just have them, you know, you glue this part right here like that, and then just keep it flat. And then you can assemble the whole thing. All right, gotta get that glue on here. Okay, I just need to make sure these are lining up. Okay, perfect. And I love the fact that the glue gives me a little wiggle room. Okay, now, again, don't mind this. These were a little too small for what the client needed, so I had to redo them. So here we go. You just fold just like that. Okay. All right. Now you got yourself a box. Now, this little tab right here will, you squeeze this side in, you squeeze this side in, and this tucks into that portion right here. And that's what gives you the closure. Now, if you're just pulling this apart, that's fine. Now, just to make sure this closed properly, I'm just going to put a little glue right here. And then close this up like that. And then I'm going to put a little bit right here and close this up. Make sure if that is right in the middle and turn it over. You can use your glue, stick that right back in here. Okay. Make sure it's nice and flat. All right, now, before you do anything else, before you actually put the flap in, you obviously need to have the ribbon. Okay. Put that one through. Put this through. And this will keep your gift nice and closed. Now, technically, this little flap right here will keep it closed, but if you just, it's more so for this right here. Just to make sure it completes it. It makes it look professional, just like that. All right, I'm gonna flip this. That is now secure. See, it's all secure. But just to make it look nice and presentable, we're gonna go through the holes. And this one too. Okay, and now you have your little box. And of course, you don't have to have this on. You can easily put a little glue on the bottom and just have it feed through these two holes. If that is what you wanted to make it quick and easier for yourself. Okay. Bows are not my thing. That's why I try to do these off camera. So it's not going to be my best bow at the end of the tutorial. But of course, you can take your time. Come on. Come on, bow. You can do this. Me and you, we got this. There you go. There's my amazing bow. Take your time. This was obviously a rush job because, you know, I wanted to show you what it would look like. And of course, you can just feed it through, make it look nice. You know, not so as bulky like I did. Just like this one, you know, I made it look nice. But there you go. There is your, you have yourself, for whatever occasion, whatever season you want it to have this, have for treats. That would be great. If you want to use a 12 by 12, go right ahead. It'll just look like this, obviously. Now, The only reason why this one doesn't have the same kind of standard, you have, it's because you're working with a 12 by 12, and you would have to make for every sheet. Like these two would have to fit on a 12 by 12, and you might have to get a different pattern because it may not fit the whole thing. That's why I would advise you were really not losing much, just maybe a few centimeters using a 12 by 12. See, here, you would get much bang for your buck using an 8.5 by 11, but that's just me. And, do what you want. Thank you so much for checking out my tutorial. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Have a good one. Bye bye.